All right, so really good to have you back on. Thanks for doing this second interview. I'll jump right into it. Your upcoming fight is fast approaching. Where are you at right now mentally? How do you feel about it?
Man, I feel great. Everything's been going pretty smoothly. Outside of the weather, these past couple of days have knocked out the power in my area. No complaints. I've been hitting all my training sessions, showing up, working hard, getting better at the things I'm focusing on. So I'd say this camp's pretty smooth sailing so far.
Is there anything special you're doing this camp or anything different than you did last time?
Not so much. I'm working on some new material as far as just agility drills and whatnot. There's a coach who puts out material, Barrett Robinson, and I picked up a couple of his tutorials recently, and I've been working a lot of those. But outside of that, just more of the same. Making sure I'm hitting all my jiu-jitsu, all my Muay Thai, and all my boxing training, and then just working on some extra stuff on the side.
Do you like the matchup that you've been presented with stylistically?
Yeah, man, Spencer Higa is a really tough kid. I think he's a 20-fight veteran, and all of his fights have gone to decision, if I'm not mistaken. So he comes with comes from Hawaii. He's got that warrior spirit in him, and he fights until the final bell. So I'm looking forward to having a nice, exciting fight.
So you're thinking more of attrition this time around?
Yeah, man. I would love to knock this kid out. I say it every time. Yeah, but knockouts are always a lot more fun. They're a lot easier, especially if they're quick. So, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to put my hands on him. It's going to be high intensity, high pace, highly calculated violence.
The question on everybody's mind: are we going to see any more WWE sort of stuff like last time?
Oh, hopefully, maybe we'll start the fight with a big flying knee. Who knows? But funny, I was actually just working with the WWE guy yesterday. I think his name's Brian Danielson or Daniel Bryanson. He's kind of an older school guy, but he was down at Lozon's yesterday getting some
Yeah, he's one of the most popular pro wrestlers on the entire planet, as I understand it. So
he's super nice guy.
That's good stuff, man. As far as the timeline's concerned, I know you've had some injuries, some bumps and bruises from your last time out. Are you comfortable with how soon you've gotten back in there?
Oh yeah, if I had things my way, I would have fought in August on the very next Cage Titans card. But as you can see, those stitches are healing up pretty nice. So I'm ready to put them to the test and get back in there and throw some leather.
So on that same note, then, could you see yourself potentially with a super short turnaround if you get through this one unscathed? Could you see a December or a January fight next?
Yeah, I would love to fight in January. We all know I'm an older fighter. Time's not on my time is definitely not on my side. So if I want to put together some convincing wins to possibly get back to the next level, I got to do it pretty soon. So, God willing, my body providing the ability to do so, I'll be fighting. I'll turn right around real quick and get back in there in January.
So training going well. You feel good about the timing. How do you feel about relative to other camps in the past? How do you feel about this particular one?
Comparatively, I'd say this is a pretty good camp. I had a couple injuries early on that I was able to work through and not have to really change too much up with, but part of the course. I don't think anybody ever goes into a fight 100% healthy, so everything seems to be right line with what I'm looking for. My strength and conditioning has I've been killing that. I've always had a great gas tank, but I feel like I've been putting the extra work in there lately to make sure that I can pick up the pace of the fight if I need to at any time.
So back to the matchup a little bit. As far as your repertoire and your skills, what do you think is going to be especially dangerous when you step into the cage against this specific opponent?
I don't really see anything, how do I want to say this? He's a tough kid. His biggest asset is that he keeps coming forward and he doesn't quit. And he's just a tough son of a gun. So Yeah, I don't know. What I don't think I'm not necessarily concerned with anything outside of the fact that he's an average, a decent to average striker. So everything that I've always worked on is going to work here. Everything that I've used in the past is going to work here. I just, I'm really looking to finish him and get out of there quick. So, my biggest adversary is how tough the kid is.
Is there any, thinking about maybe that you don't need to leave this to the judges? I know since last time the cards didn't go your way, has that been at the front of your mind as far as, I don't need to let this go to the judges?
I lost the audio on you towards the end of the question, but I think I knew where you were going with that. I rarely like to fight to the scorecards. I'm always trying to finish fights. So if I can wobble this kid, put him on Queer Street real quick, take him down, and submit him, or put my elbow through his forehead, that's what I'm looking to do. I do want to get out of there pretty quick. I don't want to spend I don't want to be in there the whole 10 minutes, the whole 12 minutes. I'm sorry, 5-minute rounds, the whole 15 minutes. I'd rather be in and out of there as quick as possible. So I'm looking to make quick work out of them. I'm looking to
get him to the ground and try to submit him, or put him out with some ground and pound.
Is there any for your next fight after this, looking ahead just a little bit, is there anybody in the stable of fighters that you're currently in that you're looking at as far as there's a guy that I really want to fight if this result goes the way you want or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, I mean, no, not really, not necessarily. I just try to take this stuff one fight at a time, and it's just really easy to set goals too far ahead and not take care of what's more important in front of you. So my only goal about this fight is to finish Spencer Higa, get my hand raised, and get right back into training.
How soon would you get back into fight camp if you were to fight on a short turnaround, like a few days, a week after the fight?
Depending on how much my head got hit, would probably determine how much time I took off. If him and I sat in the cage, and played, Rock'em Sock'em Robots for 15 minutes, I'm probably going to take some time off and let my head heal. That being said, if I come out of there with no issue or injury, I'll probably take a week, let my body relax, decompress, and then get right back into it.
So are you a lightweight again for this one?
Yeah, this fight is at 155.
So do you feel good about that as far as that's concerned?
Yeah, I mean, my diet, whether I fight at 145 or 155 really comes down to the opponent and how much discipline I want to have with my diet. It's really just it's the same plan. It's the same thing. I just start a little bit earlier to get to 145 than I do when I fight at 155. And also, there's less room or margin for error when I'm fighting at 145. So maybe I don't have that snack in the middle of the day. Whereas right now, when I'm fighting at 155, I can have the snack. You know what I'm saying?
If you were to take a short opportunity after this next fight and it was at 145, would you have any hesitation about it? Even though it's at a lower weight, you could still get back in there as soon as you like?
It would have to be the right opportunity, but yeah, if the only issue with the fight was that 145, the opponent was great, the date was great, the location was great, then 145 wouldn't be an issue. But if there are some other things, we're like, we don't really like the fight, whatever, maybe we wouldn't. But as long as all the other things line up, yeah, I wouldn't have a problem going to 145.
Well, I think that's going to wrap up what I had for you this time around. I know it was a little shorter than the last one, but I really appreciate you checking in, and I wish you the best of luck for this next fight and what comes ahead, man. So I really appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, thanks for having me on.